Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So, today is July 6th, and I'm bringing you this here from my desk in Bangalore. Let's go ahead and get started for today. Today's dose of Rashmi is an integrated intelligence organization operates with the core mantra be the change that you want to see in this world. So today was a busy day. I had a day full of meetings with a local organization called Postpol, who's also building an ecosystem very similar to what I have talked about in the context of seeds, local entrepreneurial ecosystems on top of a globally shared tech and AI infrastructure grid. So very aligned mission, vision, and it was wonderful to have these meetings. I've been talking to them over the last week or so and spending some time with their leadership. It is very interesting that in a way, what happened today and the dose of Rashmi are fairly related. So the dose of Rashmi today is the organizational equivalent of something that I've talked in terms of the individual lens earlier on who decides how you are at any instant. And for most people, the answer is something external. However, as I've talked about in this series in the context of the individual transformation, the causality inversion that is at the heart of the Rashmi mirror, you have full agency over how you want to be. You can choose that regardless of the external situation at any point. And if any of us really think about it, if we have the choice, we would like to be pleasant and blissful at all times. So the same thing applies at the organizational level also. For most organizations who are extremely external focused and are always reacting to the market, and as I've said, driven by money and market, any external changes in the market creates a huge disruption, and that creates extreme stress through the organization. However, that is where the causality inversion at the organization level, for a purpose centered organization, external market disruptions, changes are information which should lead to adapting to evolving market conditions, maybe launch new products, go after new customer segments, take on a new identity. All of those are ways a purpose centered organization can respond to market conditions and stay overall pleasant in terms of the environment within the organization. And effectively, that is what I'm trying to say in today's dose of Rashmi, that you model the change that you want to show in the external world. You want the external world to be peaceful, blissful, happy, joyful. So build a culture that is purpose centered, that is always joyful, enjoyable, engaging to work, has that team mojo and engagement within. And that would be what you will create in the external world if you're creating from that place and if the team is creating from that place. So that is the organizational equivalent of you have full agency of how you want to be at any point, and a purpose centered organization can achieve that. That is what we are trying to demonstrate through the Rashmi. So now coming to today's discussion. So as I said, amazingly aligned organization, and the organization has similar programs like what we are doing at Seeds, as well as there is a vertical focused around health and wellness, which aligns very well with the presence-based AI and what I'm trying to do with the RASHMI.ai. So there was some logical discussion about maybe combining our efforts and creating one joint effort, which honestly makes a lot of logical sense. However, as I step back and really absorb all of this, what we are trying to demonstrate with the RASHMI.ai is also the blueprint for an integrated intelligence organization in motion. We are operating the RASHMI.ai with wisdom-led operating model for clarity, capacity, care, and continuity. And it is a purpose-centered organization, and we are trying to demonstrate that it is possible to run an organization like this and eventually be profitable, also deliver the financial results that are needed. And we hope that by demonstrating that, we can show this and other organizations can also adopt the wisdom-led operating model and can start operating like integrated intelligence organizations And even if a handful of organizations did that, imagine the transformation that can happen. And sure, many people say that if one or two organizations start operating like that, what about the rest of the ecosystem? And that is where Seeds comes in, where we are trying to build that ecosystem play. And that is what Possible is trying to do with the Possible Catalyst program. So absolutely, I think over there, combining efforts, joining forces, and doing something makes a lot of sense in terms of what the longer term mission for the RASHMI.ai is. It is more than just a product company. We are trying to really demonstrate what it takes to be an integrated intelligence organization. So as I reflect on today's dose of Rashmi and my great discussions today, I am getting some clarity on the next steps on where to take this forward. So stay tuned for more on this. Thank you.